Hello and welcome. Today we are going to talk about something very important for seniors. You have probably heard that vegetables are always healthy. Many doctors and nutritionists say that you should eat more vegetables. That is true in many cases, but here is something surprising. Some vegetables that are called healthy can actually cause problems for older adults. Yes, that is right. Not all vegetables are good for everyone all the time. As you get older, your body changes. Your digestion may slow down, you may be taking medicines every day, you may have new health conditions that you did not have before. Because of these things, your body may not react well to certain foods, even if they are natural or plant-based. That is why today we will take a closer look at certain vegetables that may be harmful if you are over 60 or 70 years old. We are not saying you should stop eating all of them forever, but you need to understand how these vegetables work in your body. You also need to know how to prepare them in a safer way if you still want to enjoy them. This video will help you understand which vegetables might cause problems, why they can be risky for seniors, and what you can do to protect your health. Let us begin. Why some vegetables may be harmful to seniors. You might wonder, how can vegetables be bad? After all, they are natural, they are full of vitamins, and they are what many health experts tell us to eat. That is true. Vegetables are full of nutrients, but not every vegetable is right for every person, especially as we grow older. There are a few main reasons why some vegetables can be harmful to seniors. Let us talk about them one by one. First, your digestion slows down with age. When you were younger, you could eat just about anything and feel fine afterward. But now, maybe you feel bloated more often. Maybe you have gas or stomach pain or constipation. That is because the muscles in your stomach and intestines are not as strong as they used to be. Your body also produces less stomach acid and fewer digestive enzymes. These help break down food. Without enough of them, your body struggles to digest certain types of fiber or plant compounds. For example, raw vegetables like cabbage or broccoli can stay in the stomach too long, causing discomfort. Second, some vegetables can interact with medications. Many seniors take blood thinners like warfarin or aspirin. Some vegetables contain a lot of vitamin K. Vitamin K helps your blood clot, but if you are on a blood thinner, eating too much vitamin K can make the medicine less effective. That puts you at risk of a stroke or a blood clot. Some vegetables also affect how your thyroid works. Others can increase your blood pressure or change how fast you absorb medicines. These are important things to keep in mind. Third, some health conditions make it harder to handle certain vegetables. If you have kidney problems, for example, eating foods high in oxalates might make your condition worse. Oxalates are natural chemicals found in some leafy greens and root vegetables. They can turn into kidney stones in the body. If you have arthritis or joint pain, certain vegetables from the nightshade family can make the pain worse for some people. We will explain more about this soon. So again, we are not saying vegetables are bad, but as a senior, you need to be smart about what you eat. Some vegetables may be too hard to digest, may raise your blood pressure, or may interact badly with your medication. The goal is not to scare you. The goal is to help you eat the right way so you can stay healthy and enjoy your food. Now let us talk about a group of vegetables that many people consider very healthy. These are called cruciferous vegetables. That is a big word, but it simply means vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, Brussels sprouts, and kale. These vegetables are full of fiber, vitamins, and antioxidants. Many doctors recommend them for their cancer-fighting properties. But here is the truth. For seniors, eating too many of these vegetables or eating them the wrong way can cause problems. Problem 1. Gas and bloating. Cruciferous vegetables are very high in a type of fiber that your body cannot digest easily. This fiber reaches your large intestine, where bacteria break it down. When this happens, gas is produced. That gas causes bloating, pressure, and discomfort in your stomach. If you already have a sensitive stomach, you may feel pain or even nausea after eating these vegetables. You may notice that every time you eat cabbage or cauliflower, you feel full and heavy afterward. This is very common in people over 60. Your digestive system is not as strong as it was before, and it struggles to process the fiber in these foods. Problem 2. Thyroid problems. Cruciferous vegetables contain natural substances called goitrogens. These substances can interfere with how your thyroid gland works. especially if you already have a thyroid condition, such as hypothyroidism. The thyroid is a small gland in your neck. It helps control your metabolism, or how your body uses energy. If it does not work properly, you may feel tired, cold, or gain weight easily. For people who already have thyroid issues, eating too much raw broccoli or cabbage can make the problem worse. To give you a real-world idea, just 1 cup of raw Brussels sprouts a day, every day, may be enough to interfere with thyroid function in someone with a weak thyroid. If you steam them or cook them, the goitrogens are reduced, but they do not go away completely. Problem 3. Blood thinning and vitamin K. Some of these vegetables, especially kale and cabbage, are very high in vitamin K. That is the vitamin that helps your blood clot. For healthy people, vitamin K is good. But if you take blood thinners like warfarin, too much vitamin K can cancel out the effect of your medication. Here is an example. 1 cup of raw kale has over 500 micrograms of vitamin K. That is more than 6 times the daily recommended amount if you are on warfarin. Even 1 small salad of kale or cabbage can reduce the strength of your medication if eaten regularly. What can you do about it? If you love broccoli, cabbage, or kale, you do not have to stop eating them forever. But you should eat them in moderation and cook them first. Cooking reduces the fiber and the goitrogens, which makes them easier to digest and less likely to interfere with your thyroid. Instead of eating a big bowl of raw cabbage, try lightly steaming a small amount and serving it with olive oil and lemon. That makes it easier for your body to handle. Also, talk to your doctor if you are on blood thinners. They can help you figure out how much vitamin K is safe for you. Remember, too much of a good thing can still be harmful. Balance is the key. Next, let us look at another group of vegetables that can cause trouble for older adults. These are vegetables that contain a high amount of oxalates. Oxalates are natural chemicals found in some plant foods. They are not harmful to everyone, but if you have kidney problems or a history of kidney stones, oxalates can become dangerous. Some of the most common high oxalate vegetables are spinach, beets, Swiss chard. These vegetables are often called superfoods. They are rich in vitamins like A and C, and they have strong antioxidant power, but their oxalate content is very high. When oxalates enter your body, they can bind with calcium and form crystals. Over time, these crystals can turn into kidney stones. Kidney stones are small hard clumps that form in your kidneys. They can be very painful and may cause blood in your urine or trouble urinating. Seniors are more likely to have kidney problems already. That is why eating a lot of oxalate-rich vegetables can increase the risk even more. Let us talk about the numbers. 1 cup of cooked spinach contains about 750 milligrams of oxalates. That is one of the highest amounts found in any food. To compare, 1 cup of raw carrots only has about 15 milligrams of oxalates. If you are prone to kidney stones, eating just 1 cup of cooked spinach a few times a week can push you over the safe limit. The safe limit for people with kidney issues is often around 100 milligrams per day, depending on the doctor's advice. Beets are also very high in oxalates. 1 beet can contain about 150 to 200 milligrams. That means just eating 2 small beets is already over the daily limit for someone with kidney concerns. Swiss chard, another leafy green, is also high in oxalates. It can have more than 500 milligrams per cooked cup. So what should you do if you enjoy these vegetables? First, talk to your doctor, especially if you have had kidney stones in the past. They may want you to limit high oxalate foods. Second, if you still want to eat these vegetables, eat them in very small amounts and do not eat them every day. Maybe have a small serving once or twice a week. Third, drink plenty of water. Oxalates are flushed out of the body through urine. Water helps prevent them from forming crystals in the kidneys. Finally, try cooking these vegetables instead of eating them raw. Boiling spinach, for example, can cut its oxalate content by up to 80%. That is a big difference. But remember to throw away the water after boiling, because the oxalates move into the water. You can also eat low oxalate vegetables instead. Here are a few safer choices: zucchini, cauliflower, cabbage, kale in moderation, bell peppers. These have much lower levels of oxalates and are generally easier on the kidneys. So again, vegetables like spinach and beets are not evil, but if you are older and have kidney issues, they may not be the right choice for you. Eat smart, cook your veggies, and do not forget to stay hydrated. Now we are going to talk about a special group of vegetables known as nightshades. That name may sound a little mysterious, but it just refers to some common vegetables that belong to the same plant family. The most well-known nightshades are tomatoes, eggplants, peppers, including bell peppers and chili peppers, white potatoes. These vegetables are used in many popular dishes. They are tasty, colorful, and full of nutrients like vitamin C, potassium, and fiber. For most people, they are perfectly healthy. But for some older adults, nightshade vegetables may cause joint pain, stiffness, or inflammation. Why is that? Nightshade vegetables contain a natural chemical called solanine. Solanine is a toxin that protects the plant from insects. In small amounts, it is not dangerous for most people. But in some individuals, solanine can irritate the nerves and joints, especially if they already have conditions like arthritis or osteoporosis. Let us take a closer look at how this works. As people age, the joints in the body often become weaker. Cartilage breaks down, bones rub together, and pain becomes more common. For seniors who already have rheumatoid arthritis or osteoarthritis, eating nightshades can sometimes make the pain worse. The solanine in these vegetables may cause more inflammation in the joints. Some people report that after eating potatoes or tomatoes, they feel more pain in their knees, fingers, or hips the next day. They may also notice more swelling or stiffness in the morning. Scientists are still studying how common this reaction is, but many seniors have noticed the pattern in their own bodies. It is important to remember that not every senior will be sensitive to nightshades, but if you have joint pain, it may be helpful to test yourself. Try removing nightshade vegetables from your meals for 2 or 3 weeks. If your pain improves, that may be a sign that your body reacts poorly to them. Here is an example of where solanine is found. One medium white potato has about 8 to 13 milligrams of solanine, depending on how it is grown and cooked. Most people can handle that, but for someone with high sensitivity, even this small amount might trigger joint pain. Also, solanine is found in higher amounts in green or sprouting potatoes. Those should never be eaten, as the solanine level is much higher and can cause nausea or dizziness in anyone. What can seniors do if they enjoy these vegetables? First, pay attention to how your body feels. Keep a food journal. Write down what you eat and how your joints feel the next day. If you notice a connection, reduce or stop eating nightshades for a while and see if it helps. Second, cook the vegetables well. Cooking can reduce the solanine content. For example, baking or boiling potatoes can make them easier to digest. Do not eat them raw. Third, try alternatives. Instead of white potatoes, you can eat sweet potatoes or butternut squash. These are not part of the nightshade family and are rich in vitamins without the solanine risk. Instead of tomatoes in your pasta sauce, you can try sauces made from carrots or roasted red peppers. If you love eggplant, try eating it just once in a while instead of every week, and always cook it well. Finally, always talk to your doctor if you have joint problems. They can help you decide what foods to avoid and which ones are safe for you. Again, nightshade vegetables are healthy for many people, but some older adults may need to be careful. Listen to your body and make changes if you feel worse after eating them. Let us now talk about something that surprises many people. It is the idea that raw vegetables, which are often seen as the healthiest way to eat them, can actually cause problems for older adults. Raw vegetables are full of fiber, enzymes, and vitamins. Salads, raw carrots, celery sticks, and cabbage slaw are often praised in healthy diets. But for seniors, raw vegetables can sometimes be too hard to digest. As we age, the digestive system slows down. The stomach produces less acid. The muscles that help move food through your gut become weaker. Chewing may also be more difficult if you have dentures or missing teeth. All of this makes it harder to break down the tough fiber found in raw vegetables. Here are a few common problems that raw vegetables can cause in older adults. 1. Bloating and gas. When raw vegetables are not fully broken down in the stomach, they move into the large intestine, mostly undigested. Bacteria in your gut then start to break them down by fermentation. This process creates gas. You may feel bloated, gassy, or uncomfortable for several hours after eating a raw salad. Cruciferous vegetables like cabbage and raw broccoli are the worst offenders. but even raw onions, peppers, and carrots can cause discomfort in some people. 2. Constipation or diarrhea. Too much fiber from raw vegetables can overwhelm a sensitive gut. If you are not drinking enough water, the fiber may slow down your digestion and cause constipation. On the other hand, in some people, the raw fiber can irritate the bowels and lead to loose stools or diarrhea. 3. Nutrient absorption. Raw vegetables are harder to digest, and that means your body may not absorb all the nutrients they contain. Cooking vegetables can sometimes help release vitamins and minerals, making them easier for your body to use. For example, cooked carrots have more available beta-carotene than raw ones. Cooked tomatoes give your body more lycopene, a strong antioxidant that protects the heart. What can you do to make raw vegetables easier on your body? Here are a few simple tips. Cook your vegetables lightly. You do not have to boil them until they are mushy. Just steam, stir-fry, or roast them until they are soft but still colorful. This breaks down some of the fiber and makes them easier to chew and digest. For example, steaming broccoli for just 5 minutes can make it easier to digest while keeping most of its nutrients. Roasting carrots with a little olive oil brings out their sweetness and makes them softer for the stomach. Chew your food slowly and thoroughly. Chewing helps your stomach do its job better. Take small bites and do not rush through your meal. Start small. If you have not eaten raw vegetables in a while, do not begin with a giant salad. Start with just a few slices of cucumber or a few pieces of cooked zucchini and see how your body reacts. Pair raw vegetables with healthy fats. Adding a small amount of olive oil, avocado, or nuts can help your body absorb fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K. Be careful with certain vegetables. Raw cabbage, onions, and bell peppers are harder on the stomach than cooked versions. Try steaming or roasting them to reduce their impact. Remember, eating vegetables is important, but how you prepare them can make a big difference in how your body feels. If you often feel uncomfortable after eating raw veggies, switch to cooked versions and watch your digestion improve. Many seniors take medications to keep their blood thin and prevent clots. These are often called blood thinners, and the most common one is warfarin, also known by the brand name Coumadin. Some people also take aspirin or other similar medicines. These drugs are important because they help prevent strokes and heart attacks. But there is something many people do not know. Certain vegetables, especially leafy green ones, contain high amounts of a vitamin called vitamin K. Vitamin K helps your blood clot. That means it does the opposite of what blood thinners are trying to do. If you eat a lot of vitamin K, it can interfere with your medication. Let us break this down clearly. If you take warfarin to prevent blood clots and you suddenly eat a large amount of vitamin K, your blood may become too thick. That increases the risk of a clot, which could lead to a stroke or heart attack. On the other hand, if you stop eating vitamin K completely, your blood may become too thin and you might bruise or bleed easily. The goal is balance and consistency. You can eat vitamin K, but you should eat the same amount each day so your medication can work correctly. Now let us look at which vegetables have high levels of vitamin K. Some examples. Kale. 1 cup of raw kale has about 500 micrograms of vitamin K. Spinach. 1 cup of raw spinach has about 145 micrograms. Broccoli. 1 cup of cooked broccoli has about 220 micrograms. Cabbage. 1 cup of raw cabbage has about 80 micrograms. To compare, most people on warfarin are told to eat no more than 90 to 120 micrograms per day, depending on their body and their doctor's advice. That means just 1 cup of kale or cooked broccoli is already double or triple the safe amount. You can see how easy it is to get too much without realizing it. What should you do if you are on blood thinners? 1. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist. They can tell you how much vitamin K you can safely eat. Do not stop taking your medicine or change your diet suddenly. 2. Keep your vitamin K intake steady. If you like spinach, you do not have to avoid it completely. But do not eat a large salad one day and none the next. That up and down pattern is what causes trouble. Try to eat a small, consistent amount each day. 3. Be aware of hidden sources. Many multivitamins, green juices, and even some herbs contain vitamin K. Always read labels and ask your doctor if you are unsure. 4. Cook your greens. Cooking vegetables like spinach and kale does not remove much of the vitamin K, but it makes them easier to measure and digest. It is easier to control your intake when you eat cooked portions instead of raw, mixed salads. 5. Try other vegetables. Not all vegetables are high in vitamin K. Safer options for people on blood thinners include carrots, zucchini, bell peppers, cauliflower, eggplant. These vegetables have lower vitamin K levels and are less likely to interfere with your medicine. Always remember, the problem is not the vegetable itself. The problem is not knowing how it interacts with your medication. When you understand that, you can enjoy your meals and protect your health at the same time. Now let us talk about another kind of vegetable that many older adults enjoy: fermented or pickled vegetables. These include foods like sauerkraut, kimchi, pickled cucumbers, pickles, pickled carrots, or daikon. These foods are popular because they add flavor. They last a long time in the fridge, and they are said to help digestion because they contain probiotics. Probiotics are good bacteria that support your gut. That sounds like a good thing, and in many ways it is, but there is one big problem with these vegetables: salt. Fermented and pickled vegetables are usually very high in sodium, which is another word for salt. Salt is used to preserve the vegetables and give them their sour taste. While a small amount of salt is necessary in your diet, too much salt can be dangerous, especially for seniors. Why is salt a problem? As you age, your body becomes more sensitive to salt. Too much salt can raise your blood pressure, make you retain fluid, put more strain on your heart and kidneys. This is especially important if you have high blood pressure, heart disease, or kidney problems, which many seniors do. Let us look at the numbers. One serving of sauerkraut, just half a cup, can have up to 500 milligrams of sodium. One large dill pickle can have over 1,000 milligrams of sodium. To put this in perspective, the recommended sodium limit for most older adults is about 2,500 to 2,000 milligrams per day. That means just 1 or 2 servings of pickled vegetables can give you half or even more of your daily limit. Many people eat pickled vegetables alongside salty dishes, so the total sodium can add up very fast without them realizing it. What can you do if you like these foods? Here are some ways to reduce the risks. 1. Eat in small amounts. Enjoy fermented vegetables as a flavor booster, not as the main part of the meal. A tablespoon or 2 is usually enough. 2. Rinse before eating. If you are eating store-bought pickled vegetables, you can rinse them under cold water to remove some of the salt. This will not change the taste too much, but can lower the sodium. 3. Look for low-sodium options. Some grocery stores sell pickles or sauerkraut labeled low sodium or reduced salt. These are better choices for older adults. 4. Make your own. If you enjoy cooking, you can make homemade pickled vegetables using less salt, or using vinegar-based recipes without fermentation. You still get the taste, but with more control over how much sodium goes in. 5. Balance your meals. If you do eat a salty vegetable, avoid adding more salt to the rest of the meal. Skip the soy sauce or salty broth. Drink extra water to help your body flush out the sodium. 6. Watch out for hidden salt. Pickled vegetables are not the only salty foods. Bread, canned soups, processed meats, and even some breakfast cereals contain added salt. You need to think about your total sodium intake, not just one food. Fermented vegetables can be part of a healthy diet, but they must be eaten carefully and in moderation. If you have high blood pressure or heart problems, talk to your doctor or dietitian before eating them regularly. So far, we have talked about which vegetables may cause problems for seniors. But now let us focus on something more hopeful: how you can still enjoy these vegetables safely. You do not need to avoid all of them forever. You just need to know how to prepare them the right way so they are gentler on your body. Here are some cooking and eating tips to help you enjoy your vegetables without risking your health. 1. Steam instead of boil or fry. Steaming vegetables is one of the best methods for older adults. It makes them soft, warm, and easier to digest. Steaming also keeps most of the vitamins inside the food. For example, steaming broccoli for 5 to 7 minutes reduces its gas-producing fiber and goitrogens, which helps protect your thyroid. Steaming kale makes it gentler on the stomach and lowers the impact of vitamin K if you eat it in small portions. Avoid boiling vegetables for too long. Boiling for more than 10 minutes can wash away nutrients into the water. If you do boil, use the cooking water in a soup so you do not lose the vitamins. 2. Sauté with olive oil. Cooking your vegetables with a small amount of olive oil helps your body absorb certain vitamins. These include vitamins A, D, E, and K, which need fat to be digested properly. For example, sautéing spinach in 1 teaspoon of olive oil not only improves taste but also helps your body absorb the vitamin A and iron it contains. Sautéed peppers or zucchini are softer, easier to chew and better tolerated than raw versions. Olive oil also contains healthy fats that are good for your heart and brain. 3. Roast vegetables. Slowly roasting vegetables in the oven brings out their natural sweetness. It also softens tough fibers and reduces substances that may cause bloating. Try roasting carrots, sweet potatoes, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts after steaming first. Roast at 180 to 200 degrees Celsius, about 350 to 400 degrees Fahrenheit, for 20 to 30 minutes with a drizzle of olive oil. Add herbs like thyme or rosemary for flavor without salt. 4. Use acidic ingredients. Adding a bit of lemon juice or vinegar to cooked vegetables can help with digestion. Acid breaks down certain fibers and can also reduce the strength of compounds like oxalates. For example, add a splash of lemon juice over steamed Swiss chard to help reduce its oxalate effect. Vinegar can be used in cooking beets or cabbage to soften them and balance their flavor. 5. Cook nightshades thoroughly. If you are sensitive to nightshade vegetables like tomatoes, eggplants, or potatoes, cooking them well can help lower the amount of solanine. For potatoes, always peel them. Do not eat green or sprouting potatoes. Boil or bake them until fully soft. For tomatoes, cook them into sauces or soups. Cooking increases the amount of lycopene, an antioxidant that protects your heart. For eggplants, always cook them until soft. Roasting or grilling helps lower solanine and makes them easier on the stomach. 6. Eat smaller portions. Even with cooking, some vegetables can still cause trouble in large amounts. As you age, your body often does better with smaller meals more often, instead of big servings at once. Instead of eating a full plate of cooked spinach, try half a cup as a side dish. Instead of a large raw salad, try a small bowl of mixed, lightly cooked greens. 7. Combine with soothing foods. If you are trying a vegetable that sometimes bothers your stomach, pair it with something gentle like brown rice, cooked oatmeal, boiled potatoes, not fried, plain yogurt. These foods can help calm the stomach and support digestion. 8. Keep track of what works. Every person is different. Some seniors can eat raw cabbage without a problem. Others cannot. Some people do fine with tomatoes, but not with spinach. The best way to learn is to pay attention. Write down what you eat and how you feel afterward. This will help you figure out which vegetables you can enjoy and which ones to limit. 9. Ask for help when you need it. If you are not sure how to prepare something, ask a family member, a caregiver, or a local community center for help. There are many simple ways to cook that do not require expensive equipment or long cooking times. Also, always talk to your doctor or dietitian if you plan to make changes to your diet, especially if you take medications like blood thinners. Let us take a moment to review everything we have talked about. Vegetables are good for your health. They are full of vitamins, fiber, and natural compounds that support your heart, your brain, your eyes, and your immune system. But just like medicine, food works differently depending on who you are, how old you are, and what conditions you may have. As we get older, our bodies change. The way we digest food changes. The way our bodies respond to nutrients and chemicals changes. And if we take medications, those medicines can interact with our food. That is why some vegetables that seem healthy for everyone can actually cause harm to seniors if we are not careful. Let us quickly remember the main points. First, vegetables from the cruciferous family like broccoli, cabbage, and kale can cause gas, bloating, and even thyroid issues. They are best eaten in small amounts and cooked. Second, high oxalate vegetables like spinach, beets, and Swiss chard may increase the risk of kidney stones in people who are prone to them. If you have kidney problems or a history of stones, limit these vegetables and cook them to reduce oxalates. Third, vegetables from the nightshade family, like tomatoes, eggplants, and white potatoes, can worsen joint pain in some seniors, especially those with arthritis. You do not need to avoid them completely, but pay attention to how your body reacts. Fourth, raw vegetables can be difficult to digest for older adults. Cooking them makes them easier on the stomach and helps your body absorb more nutrients. Fifth, leafy greens like spinach and kale are high in vitamin K, which can interfere with blood thinners like warfarin. If you take these medications, you need to eat vitamin K in steady, small amounts and work with your doctor to stay safe. Sixth, fermented or pickled vegetables can be helpful for digestion, but they are very high in salt. Too much salt can raise your blood pressure and harm your heart. Enjoy these foods in small amounts and rinse them when you can. Seventh, how you prepare your vegetables matters a lot. Steaming, roasting, or sautéing with healthy fats like olive oil can make vegetables safer and easier to enjoy. Adding lemon or vinegar helps reduce harsh compounds. Eating smaller portions, chewing slowly, and balancing your meals with other soft foods can also make a big difference. We are not saying you should stop eating vegetables. Far from it. Vegetables are a gift to your health, but the key is knowing which ones work best for your body and how to prepare them the right way. Every person is unique. What causes discomfort for one senior may be completely fine for another. That is why it is so important to listen to your body, take notes, and talk to your doctor or dietitian about what is right for you. If you have a history of kidney stones, pay special attention to oxalates. If you take blood thinners, manage your vitamin K carefully. If you feel pain in your joints, try avoiding nightshades for a few weeks and see what happens. If your stomach feels tight or gassy after eating, try cooking your vegetables instead of eating them raw. Simple changes can bring big improvements in how you feel. Before we go, here are 3 easy takeaways to remember. 1. Not all vegetables are right for all seniors. Learn which ones may cause problems based on your health. 2. Cooking methods like steaming, roasting, and sautéing can make most vegetables safer and easier to enjoy. 3. Always eat in moderation, keep your meals balanced, and speak with your doctor if you are unsure. Thank you for spending this time with me. I hope this video has helped you understand how to stay healthy while still enjoying your food. You deserve to eat well, feel well, and live well at any age. If you found this information helpful, share it with a friend or family member. Let us take care of each other by making good food choices together. Stay well, stay curious, and take good care of yourself. See you next time.